In this video, we're going to learn about using the ministry profile section in the software, and this will allow you to search through your individuals and pull out meaningful information that you can use in reports, letters, and emails and text messages later on. I'm working in the youth ministry zone, and I'm using the individuals menu item. So I've clicked on individuals, and then I have my list of individuals here. And as it is now, I'm showing all individuals in the youth ministry zone, but I may want to search through that information and dig out some more results. Now, I can do that through a profile, and anything in the white listed here is a saved profile. And you can see I have some custom ones listed in here, and I might want to go in and say, show me all the people that are males inside of this listing, or I might want to say, show me all the ones that are in middle school. But what that does is it immediately sorts the information based on that profile. Now you can also make a custom profile or save your own profiles in this list, and that's all done through the Quick Ministry Profile section. So what I'm going to do now is show you some of the different options available in the Quick Ministry Profile. We have quite a few different listings here, and they all have a plus symbol to the left-hand side of it. If you click on the plus sign, it actually drops down that menu item to let you choose more specific options. And there are a couple different types of profiles in Inspire, and I'll go through each one and show you how each one actually works. One of the first ones would be something like a text-based search. You wanted to find everyone that perhaps their name began with the letter B or something like that. You could come in and say, on name, everyone that their first name begins with, we'll say J. And I could use profile without saving, and it shows me everyone that their first name begins with J. Now I can go in and modify that search. Maybe I wanted to add on top of it, I could click on Edit Ministry Profile, and it would take me right back to the search exactly the way it's set up that I'm currently viewing, and I could remove or add new fields to this. Now I could also say another text-based type of search would be under Contacts and Email, and I could say show me everyone that does not have an email address, so their email address is blank, and I could use that profile without saving, and it would show me all the individuals that I don't have an email address on, so I could call them and get that email address and update my records with this information. So we can go back to that again, and we'll take this off. And another type of search is going to be like a date search. I could go in here to dates, and just one of the most common is going to be a birth date. And I could say show me everyone if their birth date occurs in this month, or their age is between, equal to, greater than, or so on, to this or this many years or days or months. A lot of times people will go into everyone that their birthday is equal to 16 years, so it gives you all of the ones that are 16 years old. Or you can find all the ones that are between 13 and 16 or something of that sort, just depending on what your criteria is. Or you can go down and say birth date age is between on or after to actually get more specific date-wise in the results that you want for your birthday. And then just fill in the information. And after you've done that, you can click on Use Profile without saving, or you can actually save your profile. Now, one thing to keep in mind is if you're going to save a profile and make it appear in that white drop-down list that we looked at earlier, you'll have to give the profile a name, and you'll have to also give it a report title. And it doesn't hurt to also give it a report type. A lot of times it's general. We'll say something like, we'll do something, instead of birthdays in May, we'll do people without email addresses. Now the report title, where this comes into play, is when you actually start printing out reports like a report of names and phone numbers that you could give to someone to get the email addresses that you're missing. At the top of it, it would give you the option to list whatever this report title is, because this query or this search would be what the report is pulling information from. So in this case, I'm not going to check the birth date thing, and we'll go back over here to the contacts and click on email, and we'll say is blank. But instead of clicking use profile without saving, I'm going to click on save profile. And what I've done is created this new profile here called people without email addresses. And if I go back to all individuals, I can see all of them, but then I can go back and choose this one again. It shows me everyone that I do not have an email address on. And it constantly updates this list. So if I go in and edit John and I give him an email address, and click OK, it actually removes him from the list. So this isn't a search based off the day that you search it. It's a live search, so it's always updating itself depending on how the information changes in your database. So we'll go back to this. So we've looked at doing a search based on text. We've done one on finding some kind of information that is not available or is not there. And we've done one based on a date. Now let's go in and look at one based on some kind of list field where you might have something that there's multiple of. And we'll put some results in here real quick. So I'll go back to all individuals. And we'll say, for instance, that John Gross here, we're going to say that his t-shirt size is going to be a medium. Now, t-shirt size is an option that I have customized into this software. We'll have some other videos that will show you how to create these custom fields later on in the series. But we'll go back up here to Quick Ministry Profile. And what we're going to do next is a list-based search. I'm going to go down to t-shirt size because that's a custom field I've made. And it gives me all the options underneath t-shirt size. And I might want to say, show me all the people that have a t-shirt that's a medium. And it gives me these options here on the right. Now, these are important. If you're only choosing one, the any and all option aren't as big of a deal. But when you start choosing multiple options, focus your everything on this text here. And what it's going to show you is that if I check over to any, it's show me anyone that has large or medium or small checked on their account as meaning their t-shirt size. But if you choose all, they have to have all of these criteria. So they'd have to have large, medium, and small, every one of those to meet this search, and that's not what we specifically want. But when it's just one person, it doesn't really matter as much. Same thing with the not all and not any. Either they have none of these criterias at all, or they have any one of these criterias, or they do not have any one of these criterias if you're doing a not any search. So these are kind of like what they call negative searches, and it lets you find out information that is not there or pull from people that do not meet the criteria. So I could say everyone that has a medium t-shirt, use profile without saving, and there's John. He's the only one that has a medium-sized t-shirt. And the next thing inside of the searches that I want to go over is building a search, because you're not always going to search off just one thing. You might be searching on something that's built off of a certain grouping of items. And to help you see how this works, I'm going to go pick out one individual, and we'll pick out, for this case, we'll do Josh Cannon here at the top. And we're going to say that he has a t-shirt size of large, and that he is signed up for the mission trip to South America. And then we'll take a look at his birth date. And we'll say that he has a birth date in July. So what I want to do next is I want to build a search that will show me Josh Cannon, or would give you an example of how to build a ministry profile that's involves different fields. So we'll go do a quick ministry profile. And the first thing I want to do is go say, show me all the people that have a birth date in July. And then also have a t-shirt size of large. And the other thing is I want to look at events. And show me everyone that is signed up for a mission trip to South America. So what I've built is something that says anyone that meets these three things, they are in the mission trip to South America, they have a birthday in July, and they also have a t-shirt size of large. anyone that meets those three pieces of information will be pulled from this profile. So if I use profile without saving, you'll see that we came to Josh Cannon because he met all three pieces of that profile. Now, after you do a search, you can then easily go into print, and it automatically bases its list to print from off the search. So in this case, I only have one individual, and any kind of correspondence or printing that I did would only apply just to Josh Cannon. Otherwise, if I did a search, something like we go in and do just a birthday search again. We'll say everyone that has a birthday in January. It gives me more individuals. If I go to print now, it makes all the options or anything I print or send will apply to these three individuals. So this should give you a good explanation of how to use the searching options. Now, I'm not going to go through every field because there are a lot of custom fields in here, and many of them work the same way. But it's just important, if you know the basics of how these fields work together and how to build a search, you should be able to really get some good results out of your system, and then do some really neat things with the printing and sending out text messages and emails and postcards. So hopefully this helps you out a lot, and we'll take a look at a few of the other videos that work with using Inspire to the max in your ministry.